lot of people think trading is all about making money quickly. But let me tell you the truth. Trading is not all about chasing quick profits. It's about patience, discipline, and consistency. When I started trading a few years ago, I believed the hype. I bought into, the usual hype you see online, and I, thought I could flip my accounts in a few days. But what happened? I blew my accounts a couple of times actually. You know, I blew a lot of accounts and risk a lot of money that I wasn't supposed to even risk actually. And I almost nearly gave up. And that was when I realized that trading is not all about the profit and all of that. Trading is survivor. Your first goal as a trader or your first goal in trading is not all about making profits or making money. Your first goal should be protecting the money that you already have, protecting the money that you already made. Every successful trader you see out there today, they've mastered three things. I mean, a lot of things actually, but I can give you, the three major things that they've mastered actually. And number one is risk management. I always tell people, no matter how much you have, it's not about the capital. Yes, capital matters a lot, but no matter how much you have, if you don't apply proper risk management, you end up losing your entire money. Even if you have $1 million in your broker, in your balance, you would end up losing everything. That's why I always advise people, I always advise my students to at least risk 1 to 2% of your entire balance per trade. And number two is trading psychology. You have to master your emotions. Controlling your emotions is even harder than finding your entries actually. The fear of greed, the fear of, wanting to make, millions quickly, that is the fastest way to lose your money when trading. If you trade with greed, you would always end up blowing your accounts. There is no two ways about it. Even professional traders, they have these issues. If you trade with greed, you would always end up blowing your accounts. Always. Then number three, it's patience actually. A lot of people don't talk about this much, but patience is actually one of the most important things while trading. Because you shouldn't force entries. You should wait for the market to get to your entries. Sometimes you might do analysis and it might take like a day, take hours for the market to get to your entry. And that is where a lot of traders get it wrong because, they are impatient and, they see a movement and, they just want to jump on the trend, without waiting, for the market to get to your proper entry. So that is why patience is actually another very important thing while trading. If you're a trader out there and, you're having a lot of losses and, you feel like giving up, the only thing I have to tell you is everybody taking losses, even your mentors, your idols in the trading industry, they all taking losses. Nobody is a pro of the market actually. Losses is actually a part of the journey. You have to take in a lot of losses, but you have to make sure you learn from all of the losses you take in. As taking losses, help you understand your mistake, keeping a trading journal. You know, when you lose your money, you there is no professional trader that you admire today that has not gone through, the phases of, losing. But the thing is, the only thing that separates them from you right now, is the ability to learn from their losses. When you lose money, while trading, you have to make sure you learn from it. You have to make sure you learn a lot from it in order for it not to repeat itself again. You have to learn a lot from your losses. That is what most traders do. That is what I do. Whenever I take in any losses, I go back to the charts, study the cause of the loss, what happened, and I learn from it and I improve that strategy and make sure it does not happen again. So if you're out there and you're taking in losses and you're feeling like, oh, okay, this is probably not for me, I've lost a lot of money and all of that, just know everybody go through the same phase as well. So you're not alone in it. So you have to try as much as possible to learn from each losses you have and make sure your profits triples your loss all the time. It's just a fact. And another thing you have to take very seriously as a new trader, just starting trading. You have to stick around the right people. You have to move with like-minded people. I think that is what helped me. You have to find a group to join, no matter who they are, but just make sure, you find traders like you, who are learning, or who are already professionals in the trading industry, stick around them. It helps a lot. Most times people think about, oh, I'm paying for mentorship. I could easily just learn from YouTube and all of that. Yeah, you could actually learn from YouTube, but one of the most important thing about getting a mentor or, following somebody who's already a professional in the trading industry is, it's going to help you avoid your mistakes, help you learn easily, avoid all of the mistakes that he made. That is one of the most important things that actually helped me. If I tell you how much I paid for mentorship, I paid a lot of people, years back while I was learning. I paid so many people. I wasn't looking at the money I was paying for the mentorship because, I just took it as it's something that I'm paying for, like paying for a school fees when you get admission into school, because you know that you're looking for something bigger. Your targets or what you're aiming to learn is actually bigger than the amount of money you're paying for. So I would always advise everybody, guys, do forex, trade forex, learn forex, because I'm not going to lie, it's actually very profitable. Apart from being profitable, it gives you freedom. It gives you a lot of freedom, and I can't even emphasize enough on how much freedom trading forex gives you when you become profitable. And no matter what you're going through right now while trading, trust me, at the end of the day, it's going to be worth all the stress. Forex is going to be worth all of the stress. Trust me on this.